Just a quick recap of the weekend. I was really proud of the effort of our players, and we're making progress in areas, giving ourselves a chance to win. Defensive effort was outstanding again, and we had just so many guys contribute. Cam Berto, Grady Kelly, just guys that are young guys that are really giving a great effort. Aiden Hector making the big interception at the end. Just a really outstanding effort. We kind of were sleepwalking a little in the first half, and I just thought it was really important for our team to respond, obviously, play well in the third quarter, and then come back and win it in the fourth quarter. The penalties, we were better there. Still need to clean up a few things. Field position was really important, and we did a really nice job in the field position. There were really no game-changing plays in special teams, but the field position was really important. And then the turnovers, turnover battle. I thought Clay did a really good job of seeing the field and giving the ball to his playmakers. Um, and Avery was outstanding. Really running hard. I think he had 88 yards after contact, which is just really a great credit to how hard he's running. Um, and then, I was really proud of our young guys. The young receivers on offense stepped up. Lewis Brown made some really important plays, especially on that last drive. And Justice Ross Simmons made some really important plays for us on fourth down, the fourth down catches, um, and Torrey had the big fourth down reception. Um, those are very important plays for us. So very proud of our guys. We're 2-1. Since the conference started, um, making a lot of progress in a lot of areas, and really excited to play this next challenge. We're going to Boise. Boise's been playing well, especially of late. And they've kind of went through some changes, like a lot of teams in this league, changing quarterbacks. But they're doing a nice job offensively. They got a big athletic kid, Jalen Green, at quarterback, number 10. He's an athlete. He can run. He can throw. He's doing a nice job kind of leading that offense. George Halani at running back is a productive player, and John uh, Ojukwu, really good offensive lineman. It's got a bunch of starts at tackle. Talented guys on offense, and they got a new coordinator. Dirk's taken over and done a good job, Coach Cutter, and so they're doing a really nice job the last couple of weeks rallying and moving the ball and scoring points. Defensively, they're one of the top teams in the league statistically, really doing a good job against the pass game. And they're led by number 52, DJ Schramm at linebacker. They got a lot of returning starters, a lot of players that have played a lot of football. Number 0, JL Skinner. I think he's been one of the better defensive players in our league the last couple years. Just big, long, athletic guy, involved in a lot of plays. And then number 90, Scott Madlock, defensive tackles, played a lot of football. Experienced defense, really active. They do a nice job not giving up big plays in the passing game. And so this is an experienced team that we're playing. We're playing them at home. It'll be a big challenge for us. But again, it's going to come down to the way we prepare and the way we get ourselves ready to play on Saturday, and then competing as hard as we can on Saturday.
When you take over a program like this, you obviously inherit some things that you had nothing to do with. One of them is this team's record against Boise, never won. How do you handle things like that are negatives to try to work them into positives?
You know, I don't put a whole lot of stock in it, really, to be honest. I understand what the record is, um, and the bottom line is you just have to play good enough to win, and you have to develop a team that can win. And I I was part of a program last year at Nevada that hadn't beaten Boise at Boise. You know, they beat them in Reno, but they had never beat them in Boise. And so we went up there last year and beat them. But we had a bunch of guys that were determined and made their mind up that they wanted to go win there. And I think it was the biggest crowd they ever had at Boise. So it just comes down to what your kids are willing to do and what they're tired of hearing. And so I'm just excited because our kids are valuing practice. You know, practice is, you know, kids can practice a long time and really not understand why they're doing it or what they're trying to accomplish. I mean, you know, we're trying to prepare ourselves and steel ourselves against a determined opponent, somebody else that is working hard and practicing hard as well. And so, you know, and in this day and age, we play a sport where you got to practice when you're sore. You know, everybody that plays this game is a little beat up and hurting. So we talk a lot about that. And I think our guys are starting to get that and are starting to understand that they have to prepare a certain way. And the funny thing about it is that when you practice a certain way and you really challenge yourself physically and exhaust yourself, you really gain energy and confidence from it. And once they start to understand that, they really value practice. So it's a challenge. It's something that, you know, we want to change a lot of things around here. You know, Kyle told me after the game that this was the first 10-point deficit at halftime that CSU's had since 2017, I guess. And so that's just a mindset. You know, you know, momentum is a mindset. You just got to focus on changing it. And I give credit for our guys for being down and coming back and playing much better the second half.
Moving back to your history in Nevada, I could not find an instance where you had a running back with 3 straight games of 20-plus points. Shocker, I'm sure. But is this a case of you found something you needed to do offensively, and in Avery you found a kid that was willing to do it and take advantage of the opportunity?
Well, we have some, you know, offensively it's a little crazy. It's a crazy mix because, you know, we've been playing, you know, 3 and 4 freshmen on the field at the same time at critical positions. And so we've needed to lean on some of our more experienced players. You know, our offensive line has played a lot of games. You know, we did lose George, Mickey Hahn, and Keegan Hamilton had to come in, play his first snaps at center. And he was in that last drive, you know, he was the center and never had played before. Walk-on freshman center who was in, you know, as senior prom a couple months ago. And so that's not easy in a game like this, but he came in and did his job and did a fantastic job. And so we're hoping George will be ready. But you know, that's what we have to do offensively. You know, Lewis Brown and Justice playing in there are freshmen that are getting better. But, you know, Avery's had to carry the load for us. And again, you know, he's a little bit beat up and sore Monday through Wednesday, but, you know, about Thursday, Friday, he starts feeling better, and we've needed to lean on him offensively. And, you know, I think we had the ball for 11 minutes in the third quarter and 10-plus minutes in the fourth quarter, and that was big, you know, to be able to keep our defense fresh and hungry. You know, being able to control the game physically like that was really important. Plus, you know, we outrushed Hawaii, and that was huge. And so we have to keep doing that. And no, we haven't had a back like Avery carry that big of a load. But I just think the combination of Avery running so hard and now getting a healthy Clay Millen, you know, and he's really, you know, he's throwing for 70+%. That's what Carson was throwing for, you know, and that was his junior and senior year. And so for him to show the kind of understanding and decision-making at this stage of his career is really exciting to us.
Is it not just about the yards that Avery's getting, but the type of yards he's getting, and that sends a message to your team?
There's no doubt, and I think it inspires our line to block harder. You know, to get almost 100 yards after contact is really a credit to how hard he's playing and his determination. And I think his best football's in front of him. I really do. And I think our line loves blocking for him. You know, Jacob and all those guys up front are really love running the ball and running it with Avery. So I just think it's going to help us continue to have consistency, and it takes a little pressure off some of our younger players on offense.
I assume probably the next step there is to finish more consistently, when you are in the red
Yep.
zone. What are you seeing as the biggest, I guess, hindrance?
I don't know. We just didn't finish a couple of our blocking schemes down there, and really we're not that far away from pretty good execution. But we got to knock it in there. We got a couple guys cross face on us, and we got some minus yardage plays, and we'll look at schemes and things that we can do better. But we got to score. We get the ball inside the 5. We got to score touchdowns, and we put ourselves in a tough situation because we did it a couple times. But that's something we got to continue to work on and make sure we can finish.
On the defensive side, obviously, like CJ and Mo are veteran guys on the D line, but you have a lot of young guys playing there. What
Yeah, we
are
do.
you seeing from their ability to pretty consistently play at a high level?
No, I love our young defensive players, and Cam Berto, Grady, all those guys. McKendy's coming in and playing. Our young linebackers, Chase Wilson's come in and done a really good job. Drew Kulik has come in and done a really good job. Kind of giving DJ and Cam a blow. And so, I mean, it's all those kids are just, I think I was most proud. Monday morning I read off all the players that played winning football that contributed. And it's really a long list. I mean, almost at every position on defense and quite a few, almost every position on offense. We have guys playing at a winning performance. And so it's just more players contributing. And that's really great to see because, it shows that the time and effort and attention to detail they're putting in is paying off.
Did you get a sense from Clay that he really wanted that opportunity to lead a game-winning drive?
No doubt. He in fourth quarter we called timeout. He was looking over and he was just smiling and laughing because he was having fun playing, and that's a great sign. When you get a young kid that's in the heat of battle and he's got his teammates counting on him, and I really got to credit his calmness. He had some really timely runs because we were seeing a lot of two-man and they were running with our guys down the field. They're trying to play Torrey. One time they had 3 guys on Torrey, and it gave him an opportunity to scramble and run, and those were key plays. And then I thought he threw the ball away when he needed to. He just had a much calmer sense about him after having to sit out, and he made really good decisions and threw good balls. Some of his fourth down throws, those were big. I thought the fourth down throw to Justice Ross Simmons was really huge. And so he's coming into his own. He's gaining confidence every week. And I think all these experiences we've had in the first few games got to help us. I mean, we played at Michigan, 109,000, going to play in Boise. I think all those experiences will help.
When you look at Boise's run game, I mean, they've traditionally had pretty good backs, and they have 2 pretty good backs this year. But the way their quarterback is added to it, what kind of challenge is that for your defense this week?
He's a good runner, and he's a threat running the football. And obviously we have to be very disciplined and contain and control that part of their game. You can't let a quarterback run wild on you because it opens up everything else. So, he's also made some really good throws too. So we have to really play disciplined defense, and we've been doing that. But I think our guys appreciate more how when everybody does their job, we can have success defensively. And so that'll be important this week. I think the biggest thing is big plays. We can't give up big plays. Guys are going to make yards on you here and there, but you don't want to give up the big pass or a big run because of breakdown and run fit. So I think our guys are understanding that, and that's going to be important this week. Thank you, guys. What's up, young bloods?